been sold a story that creating your dream life is a monumental task, that it requires elaborate ceremonies, relentless visualizations, perfectly crafted incantations, and a constant, exhausting effort to keep your vibe high. But what if I told you the truth is the opposite? That manifesting from the quantum field is so profoundly simple, it's the very reason almost no one gets it, right? Right now, you are immersed in an ocean of infinite potential, the quantum field. This field doesn't respond to your struggle, it responds to your resonance. And yet, most people treat manifestation like a battle. They try to wrestle their current reality into submission with sheer force of will. They chant affirmations that their heart rejects, visualize futures they secretly feel unworthy of, and paint on a smile of positivity while their nervous system is screaming in a state of survival, lack, and anxiety. This is precisely where the entire process short-circuits. Because in the quantum realm, force creates resistance, not results. If this insight is landing for you, hit the like button. It helps this message reach more people who are ready to hear it, just like you. Let's distill this down to its elegant core. Quantum manifestation isn't about attracting what you desire. It's about activating the version of reality where your desire is already a fact. The work isn't about changing the world outside of you first. It's about becoming the energetic signature that magnetically draws that world to you. The quantum field is a library of all possibilities. Epic success and crushing failure, boundless wealth and grinding poverty, profound love and deep loneliness, all of these exist right now as blueprints of potential. But here's the secret. A blueprint doesn't become a building until it's selected by a coherent architect. You are that architect. Your focus, your emotional state, your deep-seated beliefs, these are the tools that build your world. But most people are trapped in a feedback loop. They architect from a place of fear. They focus on the empty spaces in their life. They are tuned to the frequency of not enough while pleading for abundance. In the language of the universe, this is just static, not a clear signal. You were taught to chase what you want, but the true mastery of manifestation lies in becoming the version of you who no longer has to chase. It's the version of you that knows, I am already connected to the life I desire. The field is simply waiting for my signal. My job isn't to push. My job is to become clear. So why is this so rare? Because its simplicity is unnerving. Because releasing control feels counterintuitive. Because ending the chase feels like admitting defeat. But this is the paradox no one talks about. The moment you release your desperate need for it, you create the very space for the field to deliver it. Think of a time something wonderful fell into your lap. Maybe you bumped into the perfect business partner by chance, received an offer you weren't even looking for, or had a stroke of genius while you were relaxed and doing something else. What was the common denominator? You weren't clenching, you weren't straining, you were receptive, aligned, and open. That was quantum manifestation in its purest form, whether you knew it or not. You see, the quantum field doesn't understand your words. It reads your energy. You can repeat "I am prosperous" a million times, but if your body is broadcasting a signal of anxiety, if your heart is knotted with scarcity, and if your nervous system is conditioned for the struggle, the field will flawlessly mirror that chaos back to you, not because it's punishing you, but because it is precise. So here is the fundamental shift. Quantum manifestation begins when you pivot from focusing on getting to focusing on being. You become the signal. You embody the frequency. You let your state of being lead, not your effort. But this raises the ultimate question. What precisely is the quantum field responding to? Is it thoughts, feelings, beliefs, actions? And how do you harmonize all of these layers so they aren't sending a contradictory, garbled message? This is where most manifestation teachings crumble. They give you one piece of the puzzle, usually thoughts, without addressing the symphony of your entire being. They tell you to think positive without helping you release the trauma stored in your cellular memory. They tell you to visualize success while your subconscious programming is quietly preparing you for another failure. But the quantum field listens to the whole song, the integrated, embodied signal. And that's why true alignment isn't a mind game. It's a full system, full body, full field transformation. In the next part of this journey, we're going to break down the elegant mechanics of how this field operates, why your role as the observer is everything, what it truly means to crystallize potential into reality, and how your subconscious is broadcasting signals 24/7. We are going to reveal the physics behind the magic. So, I invite you to sit with this question as we prepare to go deeper. Where in your life are you trying so hard that your effort has become the very obstacle you're trying to overcome? Ready to explore the mystery you've been a part of all along? Let's dive in. The quantum field isn't responding to your wish list. It's responding to your coherence. At its very essence, quantum manifestation isn't about thought alone, emotion alone, or action alone. It's about the symphony these three create when they align into a singular, powerful broadcast that the universe can understand without distortion. Think of the quantum field as a cosmic tuning fork. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are in harmony, your message is a clear, resonant tone, and the field vibrates in perfect unison with you. But when you're thinking one thing, feeling another, and doing something else entirely, your message is a dissonant, chaotic noise. The field can only mirror the noise back to you. This is where the observer effect, a pillar of quantum physics, comes into play. On a subatomic level, particles exist in a cloud of pure potential, what scientists call a wave function. But the moment an observer that's you focuses their attention on one specific outcome, that wave of potential crystallizes into a definite event. Reality takes form. The unseen becomes seen. But here's the crucial part. The observer isn't just your conscious mind. The observer is also your subconscious, the invisible architect of your life. This means that even if you consciously desire wealth, if your subconscious is running a deep-seated program of survival, unworthiness, or fear of success, the field receives that hidden broadcast. Your subconscious becomes the true observer, crystallizing a reality you never consciously asked for. This is why people feel trapped, running in circles. They're trying to decorate the top floor while the foundation is wired for something else entirely. In the quantum game, the subconscious programming always dictates the outcome. It gets even more profound. Pioneers like Dr. Joe Dispenza and Dr. Bruce Lipton have demonstrated that the heart generates its own electromagnetic field, thousands of times more powerful than the brain's. This field from your heart radiates outward, constantly communicating with the larger quantum field. When your heart, your emotions, and your brain, your thoughts, are in coherence, you are broadcasting a powerful, unified, and irresistible signal. When they are out of sync, the signal becomes weak and scrambled. This is why trying to manifest from your head alone is a recipe for frustration. Without the emotional energy, the felt sense of alignment, the quantum field has no clear blueprint to work with. And this is the step most people miss. They want to think their way to a new reality when, in truth, they must feel their way into a new state of being. You can't just inform the field of your desires. You must become the vibrational equivalent of them. This means tuning your body, your breath, your nervous system, your core beliefs, and your daily choices into a harmonious chord. It isn't a one-off spell you cast. It's a state you inhabit. Let's use a real-world example. Imagine you want to manifest a loving partnership. You can write down your ideal qualities, create a vision board, and visualize romantic dinners. But if, on a deeper level, you are carrying the wounds of past betrayals, if your nervous system is braced for abandonment, and if your heart is closed off to protect itself, the quantum field feels that inner conflict. It receives the contradiction. What it mirrors back to you is more longing, more searching, more almosts that never quite materialize. It's not that the universe is being cruel. It's that it is being perfectly accurate, mirroring your dominant frequency. So, what is the pivot? The pivot is into coherence, into feeling worthy and whole now, into practicing the emotions of your desire before it arrives, into embodying the state of already having it. So the field has no choice but to collapse that version of reality into your life. This might sound complex, but here is the simple, radical truth. The more you let go of trying to orchestrate the how and the when, and the more you focus on mastering your internal state, the faster the quantum field responds. This is why this process is so simple, yet almost nobody does it. The human mind is conditioned to complicate things. We want a 10-step plan, a secret hack, a guaranteed formula. But the quantum field isn't a vending machine. It's a living, breathing mirror. It's a dance partner. It's intelligent, responsive, and it is waiting for you to lead with a clear, steady, embodied presence. So, I want to invite you into a small practice. Take a slow, deep breath right here. Feel your body as you listen. Notice where you're holding on too tightly. Notice the narratives looping in the back of your mind. And just for this moment, soften. Let go of the need to fix, to control, to figure it all out. Feel what it's like to just be here, completely okay, without anything needing to be different. This is where your true power awakens. Before we continue, I'd love for you to anchor this shift. If you're feeling a sense of clarity, if a light bulb has just gone on for you, hit that subscribe button. Join this community of creators. And in the comments, drop one single word that names the energy you choose to embody this week. Maybe it's flow. Maybe it's trust. Maybe it's radiance. Whatever it is, name it, share it. The moment you declare it, you begin to align with it. So why is it that almost nobody actually lives this way? With all the information available, why do so many people remain in a state of frustration and disappointment? The answer is both simple and profoundly uncomfortable. Because surrender feels like failure. The human ego is addicted to control. We are socially conditioned to believe that more effort equals more value. That struggle is a badge of honor. That the harder we push, the more we will achieve. So when we are introduced to a system like the quantum field, where the master key is resonance, alignment, and letting go, it short-circuits our entire operating system. We continue to try and force the outcome, even though that very act of forcing is the energetic signal that tells the universe we don't trust it to deliver. Let's dissect this. Most people who fail at manifestation are stuck in what I call the control paradox. They are constantly micromanaging the universe. They visualize wealth, then frantically check their bank balance with a knot of anxiety in their stomach. They script their soulmate, then obsessively analyze every text message and dating profile. They affirm their perfect health, then scan their body for new symptoms every morning. By doing this, they are screaming a signal of deep mistrust into the field. They are consciously asking for one thing while their actions broadcast the polar opposite. Why is this so critical? Because the quantum field doesn't speak human languages. It speaks the language of energy, and energy does not lie. You can say all the right things, but if your nervous system is braced for disappointment, if your mind is caught in a whirlwind of doubt, and if your body is flooded with stress hormones, the field listens to that deeper, more honest frequency. This is why so many are spiritually exhausted. They are doing all the work, but they are doing it from a place of hypervigilance and scarcity. And so, the loop continues. They manifest more reasons to wait, more evidence of lack, more need to struggle. Because energetically, they aren't inhabiting the reality of already having. They are stuck in the reality of desperately trying to get. It goes even deeper. Your subconscious mind is the autopilot that runs approximately 95% of your day. It dictates your habits, your emotional reactions, your beliefs, and your fundamental sense of self. You might consciously want a breakthrough, but if your subconscious is running old software programs like, "I'm not worthy," "Good things don't last for me," or "I have to fight for everything I get," that software will consistently produce the same old results. This is why affirmations feel empty without embodiment. This is why visualization fails without nervous system regulation. This is why inspired action leads to burnout without an aligned identity. So, what is the way out? First, you must understand that quantum manifestation is not a new task to add to your to-do list. It is a complete recalibration of your entire being. It's a return to your natural state. It's about becoming the version of you who lives in your desired reality before you see any external proof of it. For example, if you desire abundance, you practice feeling prosperous now, not when the money shows up. Now, you treat your time and energy with respect. You let go of micromanaging every penny and instead focus on embodying a signal of trust and flow. If you desire love, you practice being loving now. You open your own heart. You soften your defenses. You become the person you want to attract. You stop outsourcing your sense of worth and start living as if you are already whole, because you are. If you desire health, you stop obsessing over what's wrong and begin celebrating what's right. You shift your body from survival mode into regeneration. You practice gratitude for the miracle that is your body, gently guiding it toward greater well-being. And here is the paradox. When you stop desperately needing the outcome, it arrives with astonishing speed. Not because the universe is testing you, but because you are no longer the source of the resistance. So let me ask you, where in your life are you still clenching your fists? Where are you still measuring, tracking, forcing, and chasing? What would it feel like to loosen your grip, even by just 10%? Pause and feel into that. This isn't about becoming passive. It's about shifting from control to co-creation. And that shift, subtle, powerful, and revolutionary, is where quantum manifestation truly comes alive. In the next block, we will explore the simple, yet rarely used, techniques to help you realign your system, regulate your state, and become the clearest possible signal to the quantum field. We'll cover how to dissolve resistance without spiritually bypassing your real emotions, and how to step into your desired reality as if it's already your home. Here's my question for you to reflect on. Where are you gripping so tightly that you've become the very wall you're trying to break through? Here we are, at the edge of the most potent truth in this entire conversation. The part that's so simple, it's hidden in plain sight. It's this: you do not manifest what you want. You manifest who you are. This is not just a nice sentiment. It is a fundamental law of quantum engagement. The field isn't responding to the words on your vision board or your perfectly phrased affirmations. It is responding to the signal of your being, the energetic signature you carry with you into every single moment. And that signal is constructed not by what you are doing, but by how you are being. Let me offer a new metaphor. Imagine you are a magnet. If you want to attract iron, you don't stand there shouting commands at a pile of iron filings. You don't try to force them to come to you. You simply have to become magnetic. When you embody that magnetic quality, the iron has no choice but to respond. Quantum manifestation operates on the same principle. You cannot magnetize your desired reality while emitting the frequency of the reality you're trying to escape. So, how do you change your magnetic charge? You begin by becoming aware of your current frequency, not just your surface-level thoughts, but the deep, somatic truth of your state. How does your body feel as it moves through the world? What is the rhythm of your breath when you feel pressured? What are the quiet stories that loop in the background of your mind? Most of us aren't consciously manifesting at all. We are manifesting on autopilot, replaying the same emotional states, the same knee-jerk reactions, the same energetic broadcasts, day after day. And the field, like a perfect mirror, faithfully reflects that state back to us. The transformation begins the moment you interrupt that pattern, not with aggression or frantic effort, but with simple, embodied awareness. It can be as subtle as taking one conscious breath when you feel anxiety rising. It can be as gentle as placing a hand over your heart when you're spiraling into self-criticism. It can be as powerful as asking yourself, what would the version of me who already has this be doing right now? And then taking one small, aligned action from that state. Because here's the secret no one tells you. The quantum field doesn't demand your perfection. It only asks for your coherence. Coherence is when your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions are all singing the same song. It's when you stop saying one thing, feeling another, and doing a third. It's when your entire system vibrates with a single, clear intention. And when you achieve that state, even for a moment, you create a powerful gravitational pull in the quantum field. Reality starts to reorganize itself around you. Let's get practical. If you want to embody abundance, you practice generosity, not just with money, but with your praise, your time, and your energy. You train your nervous system to feel the sensation of "I have more than enough," even before your external reality confirms it. If you want to embody love, you practice vulnerability. You open your heart in small, safe ways. You become the sanctuary you have been looking for in another person. If you want to embody health, you practice presence. You listen to your body. You nourish it, move it, and rest it from a place of deep respect, not punishment. This is the elegant path, yet so few choose to walk it because it asks you to go first. It asks you to become the frequency before you see the result. It asks you to lead with your being, not with your needing. And this brings us to one of the most misunderstood concepts in all of manifestation: emotional regulation. People think it means be happy all the time. It doesn't. It means be real all the time and learn how to skillfully bring yourself back to center when you get knocked off balance. It means you welcome your fear without letting it hijack your system. You hold space for your sadness without letting it drown you. You become emotionally agile. Here is the truth. You will wobble. You will have moments of doubt. You will have days when the old reality feels more real than the new one. That is part of the human experience. Your power isn't in never falling. It's in the grace of your return. So, my invitation to you is this. Right now, take a breath. Ask yourself, what reality am I tuned to in this exact moment? The one of scarcity or the one of flow? The one of striving or the one of arrival? No judgment, just awareness. Because that moment of awareness is the doorway to choice. And choice is the birthplace of coherence. In our final block, we will weave all of this together. We'll explore how to transform these ideas into a living, breathing practice, how to navigate setbacks gracefully, and how to sustain the frequency that crystallizes your dream reality into form. But before we do, thank you for taking this journey. If this resonates, if you feel that inner yes, hit that subscribe button. Join this space of co-creators. And in the comments, drop a word that captures your intention for this very moment. Maybe it's allow. Maybe it's expand. Maybe it's embody. Let that word be your signal. Here we are, at the final piece of this quantum puzzle, and I want this to land deeply. Manifestation is not a performance. It is a practice. It is not a summit you conquer once, but a path you walk moment by moment, choice by choice. So many get trapped in the mindset that manifestation is about doing more, learning more secrets, or perfecting a formula. But in truth, the most powerful creators aren't the ones with the most elaborate techniques. They are the ones who have mastered the art of holding a coherent state. They are the ones who know how to regulate themselves back into alignment when life, as it always does, shakes them. Because this is the reality. You will be tested. There will be days when fear pays a visit, when old limiting patterns whisper doubts in your ear, when the reality you are leaving behind feels like it has a gravitational pull. In those moments, the temptation will be to revert to control, to push, to worry, to micromanage. But true mastery is this. Can you hold the frequency of trust even when the evidence has yet to appear? Can you maintain the vibration of "it is done" while the world around you still looks the same? Can you become so rooted in your new reality that the old one simply loses its power over you? This is where embodiment is no longer optional. It is essential. Let's make this practical. Every morning, before the world gets its hands on you, take a few quiet breaths and ask, What frequency am I choosing to broadcast today? Scarcity or sufficiency? Fear or faith? Control or creation? Throughout your day, use your body as a barometer. Your body is the most honest thing you have. It will tell you when you've drifted out of alignment. You'll feel it as tension, as shallowness of breath, as a knot in your stomach. In that moment, you don't need to judge yourself. You just need to notice, breathe, and gently recalibrate. Ask, what would the me who is living my dream reality choose right now? Then take one small action from that place. And at night, before you sleep, reflect on your day not with judgment, but with curiosity. Where did you feel coherent? Where did you wobble? Where did you feel your own power? Gratitude is a powerful amplifier of coherence. Acknowledge even the smallest moments of alignment. Now, here's something most people overlook. Community is a catalyst. We are resonant beings. We co-regulate with the people and environments around us. When you immerse yourself in a community of others who are also practicing coherence, who are consciously playing in the quantum field, your own system naturally attunes to that higher vibration. It's the principle of resonant frequencies. This is why it is vital to curate your energetic environment. Unfollow the accounts that trigger your sense of lack. Mute the voices that amplify fear. Find the spaces, the teachers, and the friends who remind you of the person you are becoming. Let your external world become a chorus that supports your inner song. And please remember, there is no finish line. The goal isn't to arrive somewhere and then stop. The goal is to live in a state of continuous creation, where you become the living, breathing edge of your own becoming. You don't just manifest things, you become a conscious creator of your reality. And if you're ready to take this practice deeper and live it in a structured way, I've linked the trail in the description. It's the path to sustaining coherence in your daily life and creating your reality from the inside out. Because here is the most magnificent part of it all. The quantum field is not a separate entity out there that you are trying to influence. You are not separate from it. You are entangled with it. You are the field observing itself. You are the wave, and you are the one choosing where it lands. So when you tune your own frequency, you are not just asking life to change for you. You are becoming the change you wish to see. I want to leave you with one final invitation. In the comments below, drop one word that declares the energy you are choosing to carry forward from this moment on. Perhaps it's alignment. Perhaps it's sovereignty. Perhaps it's peace. Let that word be a powerful seed you plant in your own consciousness. And if this conversation has sparked something within you, if you felt a sense of coming home to a truth you already knew, I warmly invite you to subscribe. This isn't just a channel. It's a gathering place for those ready to claim their creative power. When you subscribe, you are joining a resonant field of minds and hearts dedicated to exploring what is truly possible. Thank you for your energy, your attention, and your presence. You are not just a passive viewer. You are an active participant in this great unfolding. Keep tuning, keep aligning, and keep playing in the field.